So we've been getting a lot of positive feedback recently about Precision Trader. And so I just wanted to share a little bit about like why did we build this product? There's tons of trading platforms out there. So why is Precision Trader worth trying? And I wanted to showcase just a couple of the best features here that I think really separate us from most other platforms out there. So, to start things off, I think a huge problem that most traders have isn't finding the strategy. That's absolutely like a very critical one to figure out. But once you have a strategy and you've kind of gone through the first 6 months to a couple of years, even of learning how to trade, it really comes down more to like consistent execution and discipline and willpower. And unfortunately, a lot of us as humans have a lot of emotions, especially when trading. Like our money is on the line, and our whole identity is wrapped around being like a successful trader. And so it's very difficult at times to follow your own rules and to actually follow your structured plan. So, we built Precision Trader to help add structure to your trading process so that you don't have to rely on willpower for everything. It's not going to do everything for you, and it's not going to overly constrain your trading workflow. It aims to basically bring a bunch of different things that don't really exist in one platform all together. And I think it could really upgrade your trading style. So, to start off, obviously, like most platforms, we have charts, we have drawings, we have indicators. One of the first steps I think most traders need to do is use bracket orders more often. And I think that the reason that we often don't use bracket orders is because we're used to TradingView or most other brokers that basically only let us have a single take profit and a single stop loss. And what this does is it basically forces you to either hold all the way till you get to like 2R, or you sit here and you micromanage because you don't really want to wait that long. And it also makes it hard to scale out because you have to sit here and basically micromanage your position and say, oh, I want to sell a little bit here but not the whole position. And what this is doing is it's allowing discretion to enter your trading. And what I mean by that is that you're making a choice that probably won't consistently be applied to all of your future trades. And so, what this does is it could erode your expectancy. I personally love to have as many take profits as I want so that I can enter a market order or a limit order and then have it scale out for me. This makes it so I can basically set up a trade and walk away. Like I hope people really understand how beneficial that is alone. Second is it's really hard to know like how much if it hits my stop loss am I going to lose. A lot of platforms these days will show you like, oh, this is how much you'll lose at your stop loss. But what they don't show you is that when you move your stop loss, you actually need to now change how many shares you're buying. Because if you bought the same amount and now you have a really wide stop loss, you're going to lose more than you thought. What I love about Precision Trader and what I use personally every single time I'm taking trades is I can basically set up how much I want to lose, which is $200 on the trade, and I can change where my stop loss is, and it automatically calculates how many shares I can purchase. I can set up limit orders like a little bit farther away so I can wait till price like comes down into it, and then I have my multiple take profit levels here. I can also really quickly change how much I want to risk per trade. Let's say I'm feeling a little bit more confident, and this obviously needs to be backed by like statistics around your trading strategy. I would suggest most people risk the same amount across all trades, but if you want to, you just change it really easily. Automatically changes how many shares I can buy. The other really cool thing is it shows you right here like what is my expected reward and risk and what's the risk to reward ratio, because it becomes really hard unless you're going to sit there and whip out your piece of paper and pencil to know like what's the risk to reward ratio when I have three different take profits all selling different amounts. Like if I want to sell like 20% here and then I want to sell like, I don't know, because I have to have real numbers here, it has to be 47 to add up to 100. So essentially I can see real quickly what the expectation is for this bracket order. The other big thing that I think a lot of traders don't do is journaling. And I think largely it's because they have a different platform for journaling. They're using a spreadsheet or they just don't journal at all. And journaling is probably one of the highest return on investments you can do when it comes to improving your trading workflow. We built a journal right into Precision Trader. In fact, every time you close a position, it automatically will open this modal so that you can input what happened right in the moment. So you don't have to wait and do it later and then forget. What's really cool is we have a couple of defined templates too you can choose from, or you can build your own and set up exactly what you want to track per trade. Another missing piece for most trading platforms is having tools to help you add structure to your trading process and to stop you from making emotional decisions. Because how many of us, honestly, are probably a successful trader for the most part if we could just eliminate those like things that happen maybe once or twice a week. So what we've built is we've built rules that you can configure based off of your trading strategy. Some of my favorites are having an allowed trading hours because I think that a lot of us are bored, we're watching the charts, and we take trades that we should just not be taking. And I can easily set up like what's the time window I'm allowed to be trading based off of like when I know my strategy is working, and then I'm not even allowed to press the buy or sell button. It won't let me place any more orders. And this makes it huge because a lot of us struggle to like restrain ourselves from making these bad decisions. And this platform just straight up won't let you. The other piece that I think is extremely important is tracking how well you're following your rules. And we barely journal, let alone like tracking how often we violate our rules. And what's really cool is because you can configure your rules, we're already tracking that for you. So if you go to your health analytics, you can take a look at a couple of top level daily snapshot things. But what I think is really interesting is the time period analysis section. I can see how often I'm breaking my rules, and it makes it a lot easier to spot like themes. I can see like, oh, I, took a trade outside my window or I reached my daily loss limit. And these types of information really help us drill in onto like what's going wrong and what's going right. We've had a lot of positive feedback about these features. And because we're a small company, we can basically make new features and you can have a part of the vision. We would love to have your feedback and we want to know how do we make traders more successful because there's too many tools out there who just want to take your money. They just want to give you another like AI generated slop website, and Precision Trader is trying to be the opposite of that. We're trying to remove the noise. We're trying to simplify, but give you structure as a trader. Give it a try. Let us know what you think down below. We really think there's an opportunity here to add structure to your trading, and we're excited to be a part of that journey with you.